Hello YouTube, it's the Utopian Buddha. Welcome to my philosophy, spirituality, chess, Magic the Gathering, video game channel. Yes, I do all 5 of those things, guys. So today I'm actually, for those of you who are new to my channel, I am actually an author, and I'm writing this book right now called The Yoga of Psychosis, where I use a Jungian philosophical framework to analyze my own spiritual journey. So the title is The Yoga of Psychosis, from sinner to savior to something in between. So it's basically about my what happened to me, my spiritual awakening, where I saw like something like a mandala blissful vision archetype of the self thing. Oh yeah, and I'm playing Elden Ring, so I hope you guys enjoy watching this while I talk about Carl Jung. But so Carl Jung, has many fascinating insights on schizophrenia, what that is in terms of a dynamic relationship between the conscious and unconscious mind. And schizophrenia, he basically says, is when the unconscious, more or less, the contents of the unconscious overwhelm the conscious mind, basically seizing the conscious mind with its own powers or with its own influence that kind of forces the individual to completely give his free will up to the fantasy dream currents of the collective unconscious through the archetypes and their personal unconscious, their shadow. So schizophrenia is basically an eruption of the unconscious into the conscious mind. So that basically happened to me when I had a psychotic break, and definitely I want to shout out to Nexus Void. I'm gonna try to get this video to that guy, dude. He's been really informative in this book I'm writing. I've been listening to some of his videos on Eric Neumann, the origins and history of consciousness, and stuff like that. So he's really helping me. He's really informing me in the process of writing this book. So this is like the 16th book I've written, guys. So I'm getting pretty good at it. But oh yeah, and I wanted to show you like some of the basic ideas that I use. So basically, all of the books I've written are more or less a foundational or more different. So basically, all my entire authorship, my entire enterprise for all of the 16 books I've written, is more or less me trying to grapple with this spiritual vision that happened to me prior to my psychotic break. And it was basically a mandalic vision of the self, and ever since then I've been trying to understand it, and ever since that mandala, that moment where I went into the center of the circle and lost all self-consciousness in a blissful transcendent, like I disappeared into a vortex of light and bliss, dude. But I saw the opposites of the universe, male and female, masculine and feminine, father, civilization and mother nature, light and dark, spiraling into the center. And then when I went into the center, I was gone. I disappeared into it, and then I've been writing this. So this entire my entire philosophical and spiritual enterprise has been trying to understand this vision of the self. So I use Carl Jung obviously to do it, but more than that, I use I'm gonna put up a picture. I probably have by this point put up a picture of the unity of opposites. This is a big idea in Jungian psychology, and I kind of used the idea of the unity of opposites and God being, See, if you look at that simple picture that I'm putting up right now, it basically shows you that Carl Jung talks about this all the time. It's a very simple but profound message, right? That God, and this message ties together all of the world religions. It finds a reconciliation between dualistic Aristotelian Western philosophical forms of rational thought and the Eastern, Taoist, Hindu Advaita Vedanta, non-dual, paradoxical, fuzzy, logical vibe, So that's what this does. Is it's basically a reconciliation of various psychological and philosophical and spiritual systems of thinking into some greater framework. So the first book I ever wrote was The Paradoxical Light, and it basically just like I didn't even know it was going to be a book. It kind of turned into a book after that spiritual experience erupted out of my consciousness. So yeah, that's basically what's been going down. Let's see how much more time I got. All right, this video's I got 1 minute left. Yeah, dude, I really vibe with this Nexus Void guy. I hope he sees this video, dude. And definitely, like, I want to talk to him, man. I want to ship him this book that I'm writing, The Yoga of Psychosis, see what he thinks about it. Like, the book, I'm about 50 pages into this book. I expect it to be at least, 150, maybe 130 pages. But I'm doing a lot of reading into Jung. Really just diving into these ideas. Right now, I'm kind of just using my spiritual journey to explain various ideas in Jungian, of Jungian psychology. So yeah, I'm on chapter 3 right now of this book, but I'm in this really ending part. I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm gonna write next. It's a task, man. Writing this book, man. It's just like Jung is such a huge thinker that like it's hard to know. I mean, I do have an organizational structure for this book because I'm using my spiritual journey as that organizing principle. So it's a good entryway into Jungian thought, but So yeah, I'm reading what I'm writing right now. So yeah. So I'm talking about how an archetype of the self sees my consciousness, forcing us to act in ways that we do not consciously intend. So all right, I'll see you guys later. Peace and love.